Hi guys, my name is Chloe and today we're going to be doing a book haul. So these are the books that I've hauled since Christmas. A couple of them were gifts and then the rest of them I have bought with my Christmas money and Christmas vouchers. So let's get started. So the first books that I was gifted by one of my friends was the Night Trilogy by Kristoff. I don't really know too much about this series, but I did read Empire the Vampire and I am really looking forward to this one. And I think Nevernight is about an assassin called Muir and it's an adult fantasy, so should be very dark and very gritty. Next, I was also gifted Gideon the Ninth by Tamsyn Muir, and this one is about lesbian necromancers in space. I have since read this one and I really enjoyed it. It was very good and it's actually more fantasy based than sci-fi, which I was pleased to find because I don't really read sci-fis too often. So this one was really good and yeah, really enjoyed it. So the rest of the books I bought for myself because I have no self-control. So not long after finishing Gideon the Ninth, I went and hauled Harrow the Ninth, the second book in the series. I can't really say much more on this one because it's a sequel. But once I've read this one, I'll be up to date and I'm very looking forward to giving it a go. The next book was a Fairy pre-order that I've been waiting for a very long time, and this is Our Violent Ends by Gong, the sequel to Our Violent Delights. This one is a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in Shanghai in the 1920s, I think. The first one was really good, really fast paced and ended on a major cliffhanger. But I don't remember too much more of the book, so I'm going to have to reread that one before I get to this one, but I'm looking forward to it. And as always, because it's a Fairy Loot edition, it is very pretty and comes with sprayed edges and some gorgeous art under the dust jacket. So pretty. The next book I bought was Flashfire by TJ Klune. This is the sequel to the Extraordinaries, which I really enjoyed. I think in the first one we follow, I think is it Nick? I think it's Nick. Let me check. Yeah, we follow Nick and he is a massive superhero fan and even writes his own fan fiction about this superhero which he has a crush on. And we follow Nick as he goes through his life in school, being ordinary with his friends, and yeah, as he goes about his life until one day the superhero which he likes ends up in front of him, and how his life changes from there. It was really good and I can't wait to get to the sequel. The next two I hauled were part of the Wayward Children series, so I have Come Tumbling Down and Across the Green Grass Fields from McGuire. I've really enjoyed what I've read of this series so far. I read I think the first four I listened to on Scribd when I had my trial for that, and I fell in love with this series. I haven't read it in a very long time and I want to read these ones to be up to date before the new one comes out in February, because this series is really good. The characters are amazing. I think so far book 2 was my favourite. Just because I like vampires and that world that they go to was really good. But yeah, really love them and can't wait to get up to date when the new one comes out. So this one was a complete impulse buy, and this was Certain Dark Things by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. I have read Mexican Gothic by her and really enjoyed it. It was really dark and creepy and mysterious, and I don't know anything about the plot of this one. It was just half price in the Waterstones hardback sale, and when I read the blurb it mentioned vampires, and that's really all I need to get invested in a book. But this one involves vampires in Mexico, which I've never read before, so hopefully it's good. And yeah, I think it's got like this guy on the front that looks like Anubis, and I also like all things Egypt, so I don't know, hopefully it's good. I really enjoy her writing style, so we'll see. And the last book which I hauled I also got in Waterstones on sale, and this is In the Shadow of Queens by Alison Weir. This is the short story bind-up for the short stories from the 6 Tudor Queens series. I am halfway through the series and I am loving it. Book 3 had me in tears. But in this series we follow the lives of Henry VIII's wives, what they did before they met him, their lives with him, and their eventual death. So they're really intriguing. And they are historical fiction, so a lot of them are based off fact, but the author does add some extra life and colour to these historical characters. And what's really nice is this is all noted in the back, so you can see exactly where she's exaggerated on parts and added bits in that are fictional. So for the most part, the dates and all that are all historically accurate. It's just a lot more interesting to read than a historical textbook, but I'm loving it. And I definitely picked these up because of Six the Musical. I wanted to know a lot more about the wives because in school the Tudors didn't really matter much to me. I had other interests. But yeah, these are really good, and I haven't read much historical fiction, and considering that these are really easy to read and they're really addictive, they're almost like a historical drama. You just want to know more about these women and the gossip at court and stuff, and it's really intriguing, and I can't wait to read these ones, especially since these are from the perspective of people that aren't the queens. So in the main series we follow the lives of the queens from their point of view, but in this one I think we get to hear from some of their handmaidens, other members of court. I think we possibly hear from a couple of princes, and I think there's even one in modern day based on ghosts haunting, I think, the Tower of London. So very intrigued, and I can't wait to read this one. So those are all of the books that I've hauled recently. Let me know down below if there are any of those that you recommend. And that's it for now. Bye!